And welcome everybody, welcome to Triton-Cup 157. I am Pat here with Moku, and we are going straight into upper bracket semi-finals. It's going to be Mo versus Vamos. Moku, we are in with this Splat Zones action. Are you ready for the fight?
I'm ready to see it. What do we know about these teams?
Well, they're not teams, they're pickups, so I expect them to... I mean, they're the kind of players we see often at Triton-Cup, especially they're the players that are seeded 1, and they're the players that we are used to seeing moving forward, getting a lot. That being said, Moku, in the previous set, they got to a game 5, so they might not be in their A game tonight. We'll see what Vamos can do to force them to fight as much. But yeah, we'll be starting with Manta Maria, double zones, very long map. A team that's able to really get control of mid will have a huge advantage here.
Exactly, and double zones on this map and mode are such a pain in the tail, because I'm an English main, so I've got to paint my zone first, and then you got to paint the other zone. Yeah. But the best advice that I could ever give is focus on your own zone first, and then move to the other team's zone once you're coordinated.
Yeah, and one thing to note as well, and I can't believe I'm not the English main and I'm the one to say it. Look out for the flanks. Go to the flanks and pay attention to your flanks, because these flanks quite often can completely change the pace of the game. Right now, both teams bringing Elita, but is that an H3 from Devin? Okay.
Yeah, in 4K. With the H3 nozzle nodes, now this is an interesting development. H3 nozzle nodes has gotten a buff recently. There may be an H3 and L3 meta out here. Mira is doing a great job by focusing on their team's own zone first, before moving on to the next one. What do you think?
Yeah, right now both teams waiting for the opportunity, trying to establish their ground. It looks like it's Mur that's taking control of both zones, but Vamos is still around. They have their bunker. Mura coming in, and they're able to take 3 players down. It's just the Elita for Mur that's also splatted. That's huge delayed wipe for Vamos. Mur is able to respawn in time to still be there, but right now that's looking like it's going to be a good hold for Blue.
It truly is, and this hold can be strengthened by Ivan's backlining. We love a sharpshooter here at Dapple Productions, because this is what you get with it. And you can hold down these zones if you know where to put your backline.
Yeah, but Mur right there, despite losing a bunch of players, managed to get control of both of the zones, apply penalty, but all of Vamos is back in the action. The fight is certainly not done. That penalty helps, but it's not all. We're back to a neutral fight for mid right there. Beautiful splat, but it's still 2 down onto Mur. It really looks like Vamos are holding their control over mid and not letting Mur come back in and bonk with the flank. Is going to get shocking, trying to get that splat.
Ooh.
He's gonna get it.
Loving Bonk's plan of attack here with the ledge peeking and just going around. They do go down to Argentina, I think. That's what their name was. You know, and I can't read names, but in all seriousness, Mutt is staying on his back foot. They only have a few more points. They don't have a lot of time.
Yep, and right now Vamos just 20 ticks away from a KO. All of Mur is there to paint once again. You need to paint both of the zones if you want to apply penalty, and Mer is able to do exactly that, but they just used a lot of resources to apply that penalty to stay in the game, Moku. And now it's Vamos' turn to really hold things to... I mean, they've been in control of these zones since the start of the game.
This is true. They've started out with a very strong hold, and there's not a lot of time left, but Ma has every opportunity to get in. They just need to put their heads together. They need to coordinate a little bit more, don't you think?
I think it's mostly in terms of solidity. They need to find a ground that they can hold, the ground where the opponent cannot really push them out. Getting the splat on Bonk with the carbon is very, very important. And now that the Elite is in the right position and protected, that's looking much, much better for Mer. Both teams looking at each other, but Mer is getting more and more ground, more and more paint, and with 2 players down on Vamos, Moku, it looks like Mer are finally able to take control. There's only 1 minute and 20 seconds left, but they have no penalty and they have the whole map painted yellow.
And that's the coordination that we're looking for as Mira goes down to a nicely well-timed drop-off shot from... What is this weapon they've got? 52 Gal.
Yeah, that gal has been a staple of competitive for so long, able right now to really maintain the presence. And there isn't much time left, and Vamos just lost 2 players. It looks like Mer, after struggling that whole game, finally taking the lead, and it's a 2 vs 2. Vamos needs to get on the zone. They need to paint the zone if they want to stay alive. They're not able to. Moku. Game number 1 goes to Mer.
That's really interesting. That's really cool, actually. They were able to reverse sweep that and take that from Vamos. Really impressive.
Yeah, great.
Oh, wait a minute, did I... I feel like there was a reverse sweep.
No, a reverse sweep is not that. That's a comeback. That's just a comeback.
Oh. Oh, right. Me and my turns.
That's fine. No worries right there. But one thing to note, Moku, is that Vamos was incredibly strong, was looking very, very dangerous. And now they get to pick the map. They get to decide what is the next map we get to fight on. So if they find the right way to fight this team, they could have a very, very good opportunity, because, I mean, they've shown us a great game 1.
It was a great game 1. Both teams are very equal in terms of skill. It just so happens that if you want to take the win, you gotta make sure you don't have... What's the term? It's unrealistic to say you can't make mistakes, but it costs a ton in battles like these if you make too many of them.
What usually decides a set is the team that makes the least mistake, especially when we're reaching that level semi-finals of Triton-Cup. We're reaching there where it's about small optimizations, paying attention to every angle, being ready for everything, and if there is something you miss, you're going to pay for it. And yeah, these mistakes still happen. It's just, how many mistakes are you making? How many mistakes is your opponent making? Can you recognize what mistakes your opponent make? And play around that. Now we're going to go on Brine Water Springs, a map that is very long, that has a lot of open spaces. Both of these teams have an Elite, Moku, so these Elites will be incredibly important throughout the game. Whichever team is able to splat the other Elite will have control of mid.
You're completely right. Leaders are very scary on this map. Not just leaders, but Bamboozler and other chargers like Swiffer. And it is so important to make use of those backways. You can try to flank, great.
Yeah, I mean, there's still that small flank to the side that can do a lot of damage, but given what we've seen from these teams, it's going to be protect the leader, make sure the leader is there. We saw Mer really wait for the right opportunity on Manta Maria. They were not really able to get any ground until the last minute and a half of the game. But then they put their leader in the position, they made sure nobody could reach their leader, and then they were not losing ground anymore once they had that really solid spot. If they can do that again in Brainwater, they'll have a good time. But on Brainwater, the map is very small. There'll still be opportunities to throw a bomb at the leader if it's possible. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Fun fact, we're having a delay because one player on the side of Mer had to take medicine because they have a headache from playing too much Raiders. Can't blame them. And Splatoon Raiders is absolutely incredible. I've been playing it like pretty much non-stop since yesterday. I love it.
I've been trying to 100% it on the way. Like, I'm not trying to bulldoze through the story, but it's like when extra opportunities come up for me to unlock extra stuff, that's when I take that. But if it happens that I have to go back later in order to 100% anything, then that's fine.
Yeah. And like that game has so much replayability. Like I've gotten the credits of the game. I'm still playing it because it's such a... I mean, it's always a pleasure to just swim in the ink and shoot things. But we have a new way to do it and we love it. And now let's get in the game. Not much change on the side of Mer, but yeah, Vamos bringing a swig right there. Bong ditching the carbon. That swig will have a lot of paint, especially we'll also have the vacuum. And vacuum these days is such a good special. Like it's been doing better and better, and people are really learning to use it, and now they're able to make it work so well.
With that ink back coming out on the side of Vamos, it wasn't really enough to take the zone. The zone ends up getting taken by Mer. And I'm loving the E-leader positioning, but what we're going to see here is Mud keeping the zone. The question is, will Vamos take the lead? Will they cap the zone and take the lead?
Yeah. I mean, right now, all the pressure is on Vamos. They're able to paint that zone. More than 50 points for Mer. That's what we expect on this map, as Vamos is really securing their presence around mid. All of the coming back from Sword will have to mount really a proper push. They're already dropping to the side. That 52 gal knows that they can take a lot of attention to the side and also a few splats. Beautiful movement right there. That's what you want to do with the gal. Just move to the side while you shoot your opponent. Vamos is going to grab the lead right there, but all of Mer is still around to fight. That gal is not stopping, getting more and more, and now chasing for more splats. I mean, single-handedly really maintaining presence, maintaining the push going. Beautiful 52 gal action there.
And that is why 52 gal is meta. Y'all saw Argentina just sub-strafing. And what other terms do I have? I do not. But what we're going to see is Devin on the H3. I'm surprised to see Devin on H3 nozzle nodes. I usually see them on E-leader.
Yes, but it looks like they hired another leader for the team, so Devin had to switch out. Devin has so many different weapons in their pocket. Usually they're leader, but they can play a wide range. And at this level of play, you know, you take a great player, you put whatever weapon in their hand, they're gonna be deadly with it.
So impressive with that. Always important to have many pockets. Anyways, I do not know how to pronounce your name, but I believe that is a player that I want to keep watch over because they've been impressive too. Mira with the nice pick on Devin, working well with Bonk.
Yeah, right there. That's a lot of action on the side of Vamos. They have their control over the zone. We've seen this before. The penalty is almost done. As long as they could keep their presence, they could do a lot, and they managed to splat the opponent's speed. So as long as they keep the paint on the zone, no penalties applied. Vamos is forced to wait a little bit more. They'll be able to get a few more splats though, which means they keep control over the map, they keep the momentum of the game, but a bit of penalty means they had to wait on more.
They will. Pablo going down, and what's going to happen is a lockout. They're going to work on a lockout. Unfortunately, it gets canceled by Mur. They're not having it. So, you might see them do a lockout on their side now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the deal. That's how both of these teams want to play, really holding the opponent at bay, not letting them move forward right now. The moves with the leader trying to get the cheeky snipe, that's beautiful movement, but it's not going to be enough. Vamos holds their control. We're entering the last minute. There isn't much penalty left, and right now Vamos has a very, very good hold and a good shot.
Indeed they do, and those points are going to keep taking down. We are in the teens here. We'll get into the single digits, but no, we're not, because Mur takes it back. Having them at 40 penalty points. Ooh.
Yeah, Mur with a beautiful, well-coordinated attack, able to get control of the zone. 30 seconds left though. If Vamos can apply penalty, that would be the end of this game, but Mur still there, moving very well around the zone. As long as they can hold that painting battle right here, could decide it all, but it's 2 down onto Vamos. Mur once again gets the comeback and gets the zone. That was so close once again, but history repeats itself, Moku.
Imus has a good head on their shoulders, but it seems to me that it was one of those things that also plays heavily into games like these. It's not just about your mechanics or making sure you don't have as many mistakes as the other team, but it's also a test of mental stamina. Remember, he told me someone had to go and get medicine because they were playing Raiders a lot, but it can also be dehydration, can also be lack of sleep. Raiders just came out, and besides, since this is a European tournament, pretty sure it's late over there, so who knows if somebody has to go to bed soon, unless it's like 8:30. Is it 8:37 over there?
It's 8:30 in a few parts of Europe to the west, but here in France it's 9:30 actually.
Oh yeah, close to bedtime for those who have to go to bed at like 10 p.m. But
hey, it's Friday. It's Friday.
That's true. That's true, but it's like
it's the summer. We can stay up. We can play more Splatoon.
That's true. That's true. I just mean for those who have sleep schedules like mine, where it's like, oh, okay, 10 p.m. Good night. I usually go to bed around midnight anyway. It's like, oh yeah, 10 p.m. is a good intention, but realistically it's more like 12 or 1 o'clock. But that doesn't really change the fact that...
One thing for sure, Maku, it's not bedtime yet for Mur and Vamos. This is upper bracket, and there's still at least one more game to play. It's going to be on Umami Runes. This is the last counter pick for Vamos. And I mean, they've had strong openings. I know Mamerunes is a very, very good map if you have a good carbon in your team. So I feel like this is the opportunity for Vamos. As long as they can set up their game, as long as they can create their momentum, they have the right opportunities. Adapting a bit, switching to the decapitator, getting a DC. That's okay.
I was just about to say, if somebody on the other team offers you a pillow, don't take it. Now look what happened. What happens when you accept the pillow? That's what happened.
Hey, this game still has the same issues, but that's also why we love it, with all of its flaws.
Indeed. Couldn't be Splatoon 3 without somebody perishing mid-connection.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be back in the lobby very soon. But yeah, Mur really changed their combo. Before I saw the GC, there was a decapitator, there was a bamboo. Like, Mur has weapon changes. They're going to really throw a curveball there. We'll see how Vamos can adapt. It's been a while since I've seen a Bamboo in competitive, to be honest.
It'll be really interesting indeed. Seeing plenty of different techniques happening here in what's that? Mint decaf coming out. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, mint decavitator, I feel like we don't see it as much today, but it's still a very strong weapon. It's still a weapon that can one-hit KO you, a weapon that has a very, very strong kit between the section and the bubbler that paints a lot. I mean, especially on this map, I'm pretty sure one attack from the decavitator paints one zone because these zones are so small and thin. Like, it's honestly a very, very strong option, especially if you want to punish your opponent for running at you, which, I mean, Vamos has potentially a carbon on their ranks, so that could be the move.
Carbon is scary. Carbon is a very scary roller. Rat even.
Mm-hmm.
Just like other rat weapons like 52 gal, 96, blue.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great for this map, especially because Carbon Roar loves to ledge peek like it's Super Smash Bros. Which is going to bring me to my ultimate question. What is your Smash main?
I don't have Smash.
That's fair enough.
But if I had a name, it would be Padre, because that's my gamer tag wherever I play.
I can main a good Pyramithra main.
Alright, let's get in the game, and we got all 8 players this time, and that's a ballpoint splatting right there to round things up.
That is a ballpoint splatling. Who's writing a letter mid-tournament? Like, dearest enemies, thank you for this battle, but my mint decaf is going to take your zone now.
Yeah.
Yours, battle point.
Mm-hmm.
Battle point? Okay. Ballpoint splatling. I can't talk anymore. What do you think?
I mean, we'll see how it goes. This is the kind of weapon that can adapt to a lot of different things. Ballpoint is not as strong as it used to be, but it's still very, very flexible, which for this map can be quite useful. Right now, both of our teams just trying to win that big first fight. They know that whoever gets control of mid will have a lot, and right now it looks like Vamos is getting exactly that, cleaning up to the side, no H3 for you, and Vamos, I mean, we've seen them, especially at the opening of the game. They are strong, they're able to do a lot, and right now, they have their control over the zone. And Ma, who were relying on repainting the zones, because of how these zones are configured, it's very hard to just go in and paint both zones. You kind of need to take full control for that, and they failed to do so. Vamos! It looks like this is their map.
This could be their map unless Ma is able to coordinate and take the zones back. They've been able to do that twice this whole set. Brazuka's come out. Ooh, that was amazing! Shit! Bonk! I know you're clipping that! You better put that on Blue Sky! Oh my gosh! That was beautiful!
We got it for you! Beautiful snipe with bazooka by Bonk. If one of our viewers could clip that on our side, that would be very nice. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful shot to absolutely seal the deal. Nail the last nail in the coffin. Incredible play. And that's 1 point on the board for Vamos.
Going on to game 4. That was absolutely beautiful. Usually at that point in the map, Mar is able to take back the zone and do that comeback. But Vamos was like, nah, Now, we know your game. And if that inkjet didn't go down, then that zone would have still gone to Mur, don't you think?
I mean, that right there, it really felt like Vamos had their control, had the map on lock, and really prevented any kind of chaos that Mur could bring. But Mur just counterpicked Lemuria Hub, a map that is made for chaos, a map that is made for respawning, a map that can be a bit awkward to fight on. Also a map that can be good for carbon because there's so many ledges. So I don't know what's about to happen, but one thing for sure, a lot of chaos is coming our way, Moku.
This map involved. This is gonna be chaos, like you just said.
Yep.
So same thing as Mahi Mahi. You want to paint your zone first before you go and paint the other teams, because if you guys just stagger it, then this is going to be a whole cycle of why can't we take the zone?
Yeah.
Only it's more painful on Lemuria than it is on Umami and Mahi Mahi, because you've got the moving platforms and everything is so far apart, and the spawn is 20,000 feet away. Like, even as a brush main, even with speed, right? It's still one of those things where it's like, please put the spawner closer. Why can't I fly the spawner and get closer? That'd be pretty cool in Splatoon 4. Let us fly our own spawner. Like, let us just pick where we want to go on the map. Like, not Fortnite, but just...
I mean, on here, Moku, you respawn differently, and there's always an opportunity to drop very, very quickly from your spawn directly, which is going to decide a lot about the pace of the game right there. Honestly,
True.
To be fully honest, that's not a map that we see that often in competitive, so I don't know how high-level players play on here, because I haven't seen much high-level play on Lemuria Hub.
They seem ultra confident then, and it's interesting to see if we'll see this stop right here, or if we'll go to a game 5. Bull of Ramen says we're going to game 5, though.
Yeah, well, I can't say no to a bowl of ramen, but Mur has been very, very strong, and remember, Mur has beaten Vamos on their counterpick. Mur has good reasons to be confident. Now, on a map that they chose, we'll see what kind of shenanigans they can bring to the table, and we'll see if they're able to do that. But the big question is what kind of weapons these two teams bring. We've seen both of these teams change weapons, have different things in their arsenal, and no longer an Elite. This is a good Elite map, and you bring a Splatling against an opponent Elite. I mean, Mur, I don't know what they're cooking. I feel like it's a big, if it works, we're a genius. If it fails, we're an idiot.
And what special does Heavy Splatling have?
Wavebreaker.
So this is going to be really interesting. So Carbon's going to go ahead and do that ledge peeking. We've already got one down on each side. So we're seeing a little bit of minor staggering. The Heavy Splatling is claiming aim for themselves. We got the Wavebreaker ready, coming out here on their side, which is going to help in cases where it's like, okay, I got 3 people, then you just go to a Wavebreaker.
Yeah, I mean, that Heavy Splatling paints so much. Even with the buff, it's still an incredible painting machine that just outputs so much between the main and the sub. The special allows it to just recharge its ink very quickly. Right there, Mur, thanks to all that paint, they have control of the map. Vamos coming in, but getting punished. This is very rough. They need that push to work. Less than 30 ticks remaining on the zone, and they're able to get the splats though. They're able to get a lot of control. Can they paint the zone? As you said, they painted their own zone, now they need to paint the opponent zone. Bonk with Bazooka not finding the splats, and what? Mur able to come back and retake both of the zones.
That's right, and they couldn't really do that because... Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Oh!
Wait.
Oh!
Wait.
It's just bonk. It's just bonk. Bonk.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. That is the game for Mer. 3-1.
Yeah. Mer, RC number 1 are going to punch their ticket into upper bracket finals. Mer, doing great. Vamos will be sent to the low bracket where they'll have more work to do if they want to win this Triton-Cup. For now, we're going to move forward with more of the upper bracket. Mer's opponent has already been decided. It's going to be Oki, or seed number 2. So we're gonna take a short break so we can set up the lobby, and we'll be right back.
Jared, we have seen that before. Jared flicks back on the ice as well for the second. Finally gets the third on the cue. They get the quad.
It's a wipeout from Streamer Setup as they advance forward on the warpath.
And we're back. It is now time for the upper bracket finals. It's seed number 1 versus seed number 2. Mer versus Oki. Ready to fight. I mean, these names are just random words, but these players are anything but random players. They're the ones we know are confirmed good, confirmed solid players that we expect to see here in the finals. Moku, it's time for all the action. It's time for all the fights. Are you ready? Anything to say about? We've seen Ma. Do you know a thing or two about Oki?
Let's see here. Oki has Pyro on it! Pyro! The goat! I'm not biased, but Pyro the goat! I've got goats on both sides, apparently, because I'm a huge fan of Devin as well. Surprise.
Hey, we have 8 very good players right here for sure. And these 8 players, only 4 of them can go to grand finals on the upper side. We're going to start with a neutral map. Flounder Heights, I guess, is going to start it all. Both teams are going to bring their buckets and their heavy splatlings.
They are, and the Luna Blasters on that side as well. Okay. I see exactly what you're talking about. This is going to be an interesting match. Strike Washer is the diabolical choice. Oh yeah, here we got the Luna Blaster coming up here. Actually, no, it's not Luna Blaster. I thought it was Luna Blaster. Ooh, nice flank though from the 52.
Yeah, Synapse right there with the 52. Yeah, able to get everybody with the help of course, Pyro, aka Ogna. That's a beautiful, beautiful move by Oki. They take their control, and on this map, having control of top lane, pushing everybody out, means you have a much easier time right now. Mer needs their big push. They have the Wave Breaker, and they have a lot of specials to be thrown right there. That's them able to neutralize one of them, but that's not enough. They need to paint both, and right now it looks like Oki are keeping their control.
Oki's keeping the dominance, not just because of their paint power, but there's also a huge presence from Hamna, aka Pyro, which is why their heavy flatling skills are something to look up to. They're a good backliner, and a good backliner knows how to apply that kind of pressure, because OP, Cat's 52, and they're not letting anything go under their watch. You'll have to wipe them out or put them at a sides advantage if you want to keep going.
Yep. Right now, both teams looking at each other across mid. Penalty still hasn't been applied. Man, not able to paint that other zone they really, really want to. Meanwhile, Oki know that all they need to do is wait for the right opportunity. But that zone has been painted, penalty's been applied, and suddenly it looks like it's Mer's turn to be in the driver's seat, to have a lot of control. The Luna only able to find one in the trade right there. Ogna with the Splatling. He's going to go next to the zone. Oh, beautiful move by the Slosher, Moku.
Excellent work, Pablo, with the fall off shot. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to put OK at a size advantage if you want to proceed. Otherwise, you're just going to get bottlenecked. And right now, we're at 56 versus 52. Question is, will Mur get it back, or will Oki end up taking it? Because they have the size advantage. It seems as if there's going to be another bottleneck. Ooh, okay. Both teams have penalty points.
Yeah, and right there, Oki. They applied the penalty, which means they get to keep the lead. And we're back to the two teams fighting for top mid. But that fight is going very yellow, Moku, right now. It's 3 players down on Oki and Mur. They're just a few points behind, but they don't have that much penalty, and they have the right positions if they want to completely deny any approach onto the zone right there. Big question right now is, can Oki get back on the zone? They have their presence, they have the paint on one of the zones to have a stalemate, but whichever team wins that stalemate is going to get the lead.
Zipcaster doing their best to take the zone back, going through a roundabout way to do it, but doesn't get any payoff from doing that. They managed to get a few hits on somebody, but I couldn't tell their username from this bar. All tiny text. Ooh, what we got here? Oki's at the size advantage. Taking back the zone just long enough.
Ooh, yeah. That's the lead for Mur. They grab the lead by just 1
That's
point.
true.
Oki able to apply penalty. Now they're the
Yo!
ones chasing the lead, and with a wipeout
Yeah.
going into the last minute, they're in a very, very strong spot to do so.
Beautiful wipeout. Beautiful wipeout. Only 45 seconds left. Question is, will Oki take this first battle? Or will Murph come back?
Yeah, well, Oki has the lead right now. They still have control of both the zones. Mud just lost 2 players, and the Splatling and the H3 will have trouble pushing by themselves right there. That is more points for Oki. Everybody is super jumping in, and they want to paint that zones, but they rushed a bit too fast. They get punished for it. Can they stay in the fight? It looks like Oki stays solid, and with just 10 seconds left, it's last chance for Mo. Mo needs to paint. The strikes are going in. Are the strikes enough? No, they won't even be able to start overtime. Oki takes game number 1.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, great work by
Lots of
Oki.
pressure.
Mo were dangerous, but it really felt like Oki was playing this specific map better. They were able to get more flanks, they were able to hold their positions longer and pay more attention to the objective. Mo will have to choose a better map now, because they get the counter pick, but they are down 1 game. And right now they have access to a wide range of map, possibly between. I believe they have access to all the maps that they have put on their lists, and all the maps that their opponents have put on their list for the counter pick. So not all the maps in the game, but most of the maps, especially the maps that they wanted to play. So we'll see what comes from that. It looks like this time they hesitated. Because like last set, they didn't hesitate long to counterpick their map, but this time they took their time. They thought, and we are going to Museum d'Alfonsino.
Yeah, this is a fun map and mode, and I do apologize for going silent, but there was a server where there was a bit of a Mr. Beast thing happening.
Sure.
Hate those bots, but back on topic here. This is a pretty good map and mode. It's really fun. All these spinners, and if you line them up just right, you could get into the other team's base and be a rat. Really fun. The key to winning this is always watching your spinner. That's why you got your back lines. Your back lines can always tell you if there's someone over there. Always watch right and left pits. People love to go over there and try to sneak around. And that's how many people get caught out on this map. What do you think?
I think one player to look out for is going to be Phoenix. We saw Phoenix on the Luna right there with the Zipcaster. On this map, that Luna with the Zipcaster can deal a lot of damage. And Phoenix is back on the 52 guard, so it doesn't matter. But Kuma on the side of Oki is bringing the Luna. So I guess I was right, just not the way I thought.
Already we're scared. That is kind of funny to me. Just everybody just start ratting frame 1, and it's working for Oki, but this puts Murph in a very curious position because now they're on the back foot, and they'll have to rely on the strike, which does get the zone back.
Yeah.
Oh, way to start.
And right now, both of our teams still fighting. Ball mid. Oki have their presence, are retaking the zone. That pencil, remember the pencil can still paint a lot, still probably the best backline in the game. Are, as they're used to, waiting for their opportunity, and it looks like their opportunity has come. They are collapsing on the zone, painting around, cleaning up left and right, making sure nobody is sneaking anywhere. And now they have good control, no penalty. They're going to score points, Moku.
They are, and this means that they get the lead switch for their side. Mur is in a good position. Snaps with the 52 gal. Going over to the left here, we see a shark in its natural habitat, which
Yep.
don't really shark for long, but it was long enough.
And that's a very nice take by Oki, who have yet to paint the zone. They haven't, but I mean, they have the control around here. You go, penalty is applied. Phoenix to the side with that gal is ready to fight, but is forced to kind of hide left and right, not really able to get as much as they wanted. And Murs still has control over the zone, but Oki is there to contest them, there to push back in. And they have so much paint. I mean, between the heavy splatling and the pencil, if you let Oki be comfortable, they'll have so much paint. So Mur has no choice but to go in over and over.
Oh, it's looking really intense. Oki has not too many points left. And Oki is... I mean, Mur doesn't have too many points left. Neither team has a lot of time left in this match. Either way, Oki was at the size disadvantage, and we're gonna see this. We're gonna see Mur take it. 3, 2, 1. That is the game.
Yeah, beautiful game by Mur right there, getting their comeback, and yeah, we just saw really then take their control and be able to get the power. That is 1-1, but now Moko, we're going to the counter pick of Oki. And yeah, Oki, thinking long, thinking hard, they were able to win game number 1, and it really felt like they had good control of the first map. On Museum, though, they really struggled to establish themselves, to stop Mur from taking their control, from holding things right there. So that's a lot of data for Oki. If they can recreate a map that has a lot of ledges, that really favors the way they played on Flounder, they have a good shot at taking game number 3, Moku.
Yeah, they do. And wondering what kind of map and mode will they counterpick this time? Something like River Ramen, Maria again, maybe even a bad pump track.
Yeah, I mean, lots of possibilities for Oki, and I mean, especially since we've seen both of these teams really adapt, change the way they play, change completely. One thing that I really liked seeing from Oki in the previous game is that they had a comp that forced their opponent to run at them, something you don't like to do with an H3, I feel. But Mur was able to answer the call, was really happy to move forward, where until now they were looking like the team that wants to be solid, that wants to not move. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go, and yeah, I mean, it all depends on what Oki wants to counterpick.
Yeah, it really will. What are you gonna counterpick? Don't hold out on us. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, it looks like we are going to go to Humpback Pump Track. That's the counterpick by Oki, and I mean, this is a map of ledges. I guess we'll see the buckets come back. Maybe if someone has a roller, maybe we'll see it, but I'm not sure any of these players play a roller, so we'll see what happens. But one thing for sure, we saw buckets in game number 1, we'll see buckets again.
I don't know how I called that. That was just a complete guess. That's an interesting mode that we're going to see.
Yeah.
Let's map a mode for brushes. I don't think there's going to be any brushes unless somebody brings a brush, which would be pretty cool. What else are we going to see? Iroh's going to have a great time on this map. This map in mode favors backliners extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this map and mode?
I think this map and mode plays completely differently from the rest of the game, and given what we just saw on Museum, going to a map that plays differently is a great move by Oki, because on a classic map like Museum, Ma was controlling the space, and right there we'll see how things go. There's one bucket on the map. Oki electing to keep the Luna Blaster, and honestly I love to see that Luna Blaster getting some love, especially with the Zipcaster. That's still like a very, very good special that can surprise your opponent and really change the game. Right now it looks like yep.
I think one of their members was lagging on the side of Mur, so who knows, you might see somebody get forsaken by Nogami in the next few minutes, but crossing our fingers not. Oh dear. Oh no. It's blowing up. The room's dying. The room's blowing up. Let's see how far we can go.
It's not over. It's not over. They can come back. Right now, Oki have their control over the zone. They're gonna take the lead. And with a splat on the blaster, that's a big ledge option. That just that's not. Oh
no!
I hope it's no observer. It looks like these players are still playing, so I think the issue might be with our observer. CKK, I hope you're okay. And it looks like the zone was taken, however briefly, by Mur. Well, never mind. No longer briefly. Mur has the numbers right there, and they have taken control of the whole map.
Alright, Slosher with the ledge peeking. Nice work. Oh no.
What?
Nogami. No!
And here it comes.
Perished. We're just gonna. Okay.
Yeah, we can only hold for so long.
Actually kind of funny. Like, you know what's gonna happen, but you don't know who's gonna do it.
That was so painful to watch. But everything was flying everywhere. Alright, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, that was rough. That was a rough game to watch. Probably a rough game to play. You know, when everything is lagging like that, it can be kinda awkward to play. We hope we'll get our player back. Because like that, but it feels like someone's connection was not in the best spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now I think we're back in the game, and yeah, we're back. Game number 3 of Humpback Pump Track, and it looks like Oki are taking early control pretty cleanly at the start. But Mur is still around, throwing the strikes onto the zone to not let things go, and they're going to they're going to retake the zone right there. That's control by Mur, and it looks like Mur are able to not just retake the zone. You know, you don't want to only take the zone, especially on this map. You really want to put yourself in front of it and take a lot of presence. That's exactly what Mur just done. They have the wave breaker in the open on street, that's going to slow everything down for Oki now.
Ooh, Synapse going down too. I thought it was a trade, but there's a pencil.
Yep.
In a great position. Yeah, there's a pencil, as if I stayed in shock. But trying to get back right into it after that whole disconnection.
And Oki did not apply penalty right there. They need to paint the zone now. Not applying penalty at this point of the game is rough, but they're finally able to. Now they can take their time, now they can breathe. And Halo Mer is not threatening to KO right there. 3 players down onto Oki, though Mer is able to make them pay for that penalty. And now the big question is, can Oki mount another push? Can Oki get back onto that zone? Right after using so many resources just to paint it, that's going to be rough. But they still have some time as they just lost 2 players.
The constant size of the advantages and the staggering, it's not really helping out Oki as Mer has a good hold over the zone, Puma going down, and I thought I saw a little bit more lag on Hobna Police. Pyro, no. Pyro's in a good position.
Yeah, I mean that's a great spot for a backline right there. The zone is blue. Oki able to reapply penalty, able to reset themselves. The pencil to the side is forced to drop away, unfortunately. But they'll stay alive, they'll still have a lot of presence, they'll still maintain their painting. As Mer wants to flank, not able to though, they saw you coming, and now Oki, Moku, Oki with no penalty, all they need to do is hold a few more seconds and they could get the lead. Ooh.
It's true, but it seems like Mer is going to take back the zone unless Oki can generate a lot more paint.
Yeah.
And that splashdown wasn't over the zone, but they still take the zone back for themselves.
Yeah, that painting of the zone is so important for Mer. That means Oki needs to wait more, needs to regroup, needs to be more solid. We're about to enter the last minute and the score is very, very close. Oki willing to get that come back, but I hear the strikes going onto the zone. They are so close to cap. Synapse dancing around, getting splat after splat, chasing and getting more. Synapse, the last squid standing, for Oki needs to paint that zone in order to keep the dreams alive. Ooh. Can Synapse keep it on? Can Synapse not stopping? He's still dancing with that 52. And he's still fighting to the side.
52 gal is better just because of that. That's beautiful footwork with the 52 gal. Getting all those picks. I want to do that as a brush. But in all seriousness, now there's no more penalty points, and Oki has to hold on a little bit longer until they finally get the lead switch.
Oki with the lead with just a few more seconds to win this game. Can Mer paint the zone time? It's looking pretty rough, but they're on it!
No way!
It's a classic paint struggle! Oki keeping it neutral. Are getting game number 3 and are on match point.
It was really intense. It was really hard to keep up with everybody doing their own things, but also working together. And I really do believe the next map mode is going to be just as intense.
Yeah, and I mean, there's one player to recognize right there. Synapse held the zone alone by himself. Just absolutely shredding. Just hunting everybody across the map with that 52 gal and making sure nobody could cap the zone. Beautiful, beautiful gameplay by Synapse.
Yeah, it was... I agree with you 100%. I nothing more to build on from that, for me, at least.
Yeah, and it looks like Mer is angry about that. They don't want people to go around the whole map. They want to go to a whole way. Game 4 will be on Hilltail Alley, which is pretty much the opposite of Humpback Pump Track.
Ooh, ouch, ouch. I'm not even in this map mode. I'm not even in this battle. And already I'm just hiding over here at my desk. Uh-oh. This is so cursed. Who picked that?
Nah, yeah.
Whoever picked that, Whoever picked that mode, I'm raiding your fridge.
Here's the
Like,
thing,
forget doing
Moku.
raiders, I'm taking your salmon.
Here's the thing, Moku. This is upper bracket finals of Triton-Cup. And this is the skill check. This is the map that you need to know how to play. That you need to know how to get a push back onto mid against a good Elite comp. This is the skill check that these two teams are giving each other. This is the map. Can you play this map? Do you know how to get the retake? This is probably the hardest and most painful retakes in the game. But you have to know it if you want to play at this level, and these players are going to have to show us how they do it. Oki still sticking to the double backline comp. Devin with the Elite will have to punish them for that. We'll see if he's able to. Right there, let's get right in the game. Game number 4.
The key to this map mode is whoever takes it first has the strongest chance of keeping the zone. Unfortunately, what we're seeing here is a flanking 52, and that's unfortunate for them because that means, even though with Honda gone, that means Merg gets it first, and they get the wipeout, and they have the highest chance of keeping the zone. Because even if Uki takes down a lot of players, we'll have to put down a lot of paint, as far as a lot of resources.
Yeah, and now here comes the question. Can Oki push on this map? They have 2 specials ready and they have Synapse. Synapse, the last squid for Oki, trying to survive, trying to keep some ground. Blue for the team. Any presence, any paint that Synapse could keep would be so important. But now with just 30 ticks left, Oki needs to push in. They have the Tacticular. They need the paint. 20 ticks left, Moku. Can Oki get back on the zone? They need to paint it now. This zone is so hard to paint.
Your wave breaker was ready, Pyro, but I understand, and that is the game. We are going to a game 5.
Yeah.
That was really painful to watch. But
Hey, that.
it was also really interesting.
Yeah, it's more reminding us that you can be good on your map, but at some point, if you want to be the best, you have to dominate on every map. And right there, Mer just showed us how dangerous they are when they are comfortable, when they choose their ground. But for game number 5, the game that decides who goes to grounds on the upper side, the map is chosen by Oki. And Oki needs to make it work, needs to make the best out of that counter pick. And they are going to Manta Maria now, Moku.
It's a good map and mode. Honestly, it's a pretty solid choice. It's gonna be a really intense map. It's gonna be a really intense fight for control, you know? And there's not a lot of, I don't know what the words are, like, they just kind of left. I was gonna say something, but then my brain was like, you don't need this, you don't need this, and I'm like, no. So what would you say about the map mode?
I mean, this is a map of positions. This is a map where if you're able to really hold certain positions, you can delay, if not completely stop, any push from your opponent. This is the map where if either of these teams get full control of mid, is able to push the opponent out, they'll have really their control. They'll have really the victory. We could see 100-0 from any of these two teams, honestly, on this map, because this map is so punishing for the team that gets put back into spawn. And like, both of these teams have great comps and great players that are able to really make the best of it. So pay attention right now. Mer are going with the most classic comp they can. Oki sticking to the double backline comp. Game 5 of upper bracket finals of Triton-Cup. Let's get right in the game.
We're coming out frame 1, which is beautiful. NZAP making short work of these zones, already going in for it. We're seeing this lockout happening. We're seeing the beginning of a lockout. You're at low health, but you teleport. It is an intense match at this game 5.
Yeah, Kuma right there, forced to dance with the Luna, but he's able to keep the presence and is now in control of the great, beautiful moves. Now activating the zip. Is going to be punished in the zip, but there was still a lot of attention. The rest of Oki is able to respawn, to get back in. As long as you have at least one player in mid, things are still good. And Oki just showed us exactly that. But Oki just lost 2 players and the strikes are flying. It looks like Mer are getting a lot of presence. And Oki now needs a push.
You know what else is a present? This cooler coming out, which is going to give them all the stat boosts they need to retake the zone. 6-7 points, yeah, we get the joke. But, well, you know what isn't a joke? This loss of control, and this taking back of control, and this Zipcaster over to our left side, and the 52 gal, cooking like usual.
This is looking pretty dire for Oki right there. We were talking about the possibility of 100-0. Mer are just 20 ticks away from the KO, but they just lost a few players and Oki are back on the map. They painted one zone. You need to paint both of the zones. They're not able to. They're not able to. The Splatling still there though. The Splatling painting as much as they can. They're so close to applying penalty. Can they apply penalty? Yes, they're still alive. That was so close. But Oki is now in the driver's seat. And Moku, now it's their turn. Now it's their turn to have the big hold.
They wrestled that stove out of the kitchen and filled it into theirs, leaving a big hole in the wall right between the counters on the side of Mer. But they take out their Zipcaster with a nice and timed Slosher attack. Slosher goes right back down here, relying on some fall-off shots, but not getting the payoff. Synapse sharking. We see a shark in the wild. But guess what? Shark. It's sharked instead. The counter shark.
Yeah, and right now with 2 players down, Ogna trying to survive, but he's going to be sent back to spawn. The retake is done. Mer are back on top of the zones. They have a huge penalty to contend with, but I don't think they mind Moku. They have their presence, they have the lead. And right... Oh! 3 down! It's 2 vs 1, 2 vs 2. Oh, it's certainly not over. And Mer right now are still fighting. The stream we have on Discord is a bit laggy, and I'm not sure we're on sync right now.
I could try reloading it.
No, but right
down.
now,
That's a whole wipeout! Let's go! That's a whole wipeout for
With that
Oki!
control, that's big right there. There's almost no penalty left, and they have full control of the street. Mer has no way back in. The Luna is splatted though, and I mean, Phoenix going in with that 52 gal is able to get the splats. They're pushing in. Incredible retake by Mer. Despite the wipeout, they're still going in. And there's still a minute to watch.
Pushing Hobna out like that was instrumental for Mer to try to take this zone back. They only have so many penalty points, and that sponsor was speaking like a Smash Bros. There's not a whole lot of time left. It may look like a lot of time, but if you don't get that zone back, it can definitely turn into less time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
The clock is ticking. Moku, 2 players down onto Mer, but Oki doesn't have much time to get their retake. They need to paint both of the zones, and we need to do it quick. They just lost way too many players. Mer is taking game number 5. Punch their tickets to Grand Finals.
That was beautiful. It was really helpful to push Pyro out of position like that, because if you can push a backliner out of position like they've done for the last few games that they've won, it's really instrumental in getting those wins. That's why whales are great to have, tri-strikes are great to have. Like, if you can make a backliner move, golden.
And you have to make a backliner move on this map. Backlines are very, very strong here. And the Editor, the king of backlines, that's able to bully them all, got that victory. 3-2, that was hard fought, but that was Mer. Going into Grands, Oki will have to fight a bit more. But yeah, time to now look at the lower bracket finals. Lower bracket semis is waiting for us. We're going to take a very, very short break, and we'll be right back.
Jared, we have seen that before. Jared flicks back on the ice as well for the second. Finally gets the third on the cue. They get the quad.
It's a wipeout from Screamer Santa as they advance forward on the warpath.
And welcome back to Triton-Cup 157. We're still here. I'm still Moku, and I'm still joined by Pat, and I am hyper to get into the losers bracket.
Yeah, we're getting right into the semi-finals. Vamos that we saw earlier are going to fight Tsukimichi, another team right here, and because we are on the low bracket side, it's a best of 3, but the maps are not counter picks. We are going this time to very classic tried and tested maps, starting with Umami Runesmoku.
pretty good map and mode. Knowing what Vamos is capable of, I have every confidence that they will do well. Tsukimichi, though, I don't think we've seen them so far. I haven't seen this team. What do we know about them?
I mean, Tsukimichis are seen number 8 of the tournament, and they're solid players that have been playing competitive a bunch. I mean, to reach 5 points, you need to play the game. And yeah, right now we have really 8 players that have a lot to prove. Vamos, I mean, these players have proven a lot recently, and they've been on a rise. I expect them to be seeded higher in future tournaments because they've been getting results. So Tsukimichi, though, still a lot to show. We'll see what they can do once the ink starts talking, and the ink is going to start talking right away. Game 1 of lower bracket semis. Let's get right in the game. And our two teams kind of similar in terms of comps.
They really are, but one has a Nautilus on it, so that's the only team with a Splatling on the side of Vamos. So let's see what they're going to do here. There's a lot of carriness happening in terms of all these attacks being fired out here on our Sploosh main. But they managed to survive it, and the hammer's ready to go. Will you throw the hammer or use it to bonk people? You will use it to bonk people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't last long, unfortunately, but it's a valiant use of the hammer.
Yep.
Somebody's war farming.
And that's going to be control of the zone. Or that's Vamos, by the way. Our colors are inverted. Vamos is in blue. And right now they got their control, but Tsukimichi are already attacking back and taking back at least their side. Now the big question is, can they paint those zones? Can they apply penalty? Can they stop the bleeding that Vamos is putting on them? Vamos keeps control of the zones.
But it seems like Vamos is still in the lead here, unless the cars are still swapped. The Carbon Roller getting taken out right as Bonk was going for the bonk. And Tsukimichi has the zones again. But can they keep the zones? It doesn't seem like they'll have an easier time doing that, though. But they have to paint up the left side. Left side's kind of... Ooh!
Another Bong Zuka right there to splat the Nautilus, and that's Vamos retaking control of the zones. The penalty was applied, but that's still Vamos very much with so much blue around the map. Tsukimichi, they're forced to wait for their opportunity, wait for their specials right there, and with one splat on Bonk on the Carbon, they should be able to at least get into the fight. 2 down onto Vamos. That's the opportunity for Tsukimichi to really take control of top mid, and without waiting a second, they have their editor in position. Now it's their turn to score good points. Mogu.
Indeed, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, it seems like there is enough time for Vamos to try to get the zone back, but Tsukimichi has a great hold over it thanks to their Nautilus, and it's thanks to everybody else's attentiveness and the ledge peeking that they're able to get a potential lead swap.
Yeah,
there it is.
Lead is now yellow for Tsukimichi, but still in control of the zones. Can they do more? It looks like Vamos are able to get back in there though, and the hammer is activated by Tsukimichi. That hammer is coming for the counter attack. The zone says yellow penalty was not applied, and Tsukimichi with 2 extra splats on their way to a KO. I don't think Vamos can get back to the zones now. That's game number 1 for Tsukimichi.
Beautiful work. They were well coordinated, and it's thanks to that Nautilus that they were able to keep up the pressure. Almost had a good head on their shoulders, and it seems like they had a plan. But whether that was because people were scattered or it seems like they couldn't execute all of their ideas. What did you think?
I feel like, yeah, Tsukimichi really managed to get their control. Vamos was playing around their ability to push forward, especially with the Carbon, which usually when there's a carbon in a team, that carbon is going to be the tip of the spear. That tip of the spear was kind of often broken by Tsukimichi, that was able to punish the presence, punish the pushes, and right there they had their good control. Going into Hagglefish Market, a map that is also very much about control, where you can see their opponent coming. Tsukimichi right now is in a very, very good spot.
Yeah, this is a really great place, and Hagglefish Market is the bread and butter of Triton-Cup. So, this is, and I just want to say, they have an advantage here, not only because of the Nautilus, but just because they use their flank routes really well. They know how to collapse on different enemies, they know how to move as a unit. So it's going to be really interesting, but Vamos also has an advantage here.
Yeah.
They're also a really strong team, so we'll just have to see who is the best team on this map and mode in this instance.
Yeah, and for sure, all the pressure is on Vamos. That's the deal with the best of 3. If you lose one game, you need to win it all from then on, and going on Haggle, Vamos will need their A game in order to get the victory. I wonder, we saw Vamos in an earlier set bring a big swing roller with the vacuum. That could work well on here, maybe better than the carbon, we'll see. Tsukimichi not changing their comp, it's been working. Vamos, they're bringing a brush instead of a carbon. Yep.
Oh, it's Comet. It's Comet's brush, but still, it's a very impressive brush. Brush and I go vanilla brush, but yeah. Mira is at has a great start here. Cooler comes out, everybody gets buffed by it. Wonder what Cooler tastes like, but we'll just have to see what this in-depth does. Mira almost gets the pick. They're 0.5 health and they force the jump out.
Yeah, that was a quick, very effective opening by Vamos right there. Really, you can see Mura preparing another tactical so that the rest of the team can keep the fight going. Beautiful support play by Mura right there. We're already halfway through the points, and I don't see anybody from Tsukimichi getting to the zone. They're able to paint it, they're able to contest it. Can they get the cap? The hammer will force everybody from Vamos away, and that's a cap for Tsukimichi. Flying penalty, that's what they want.
Yep, all you gotta do is make sure you can move folks out of the way, and then you could be like Vamos here, who ends up getting out of position and lets Tsukimichi have 81 points. So the question will be, will Tsukimichi, one of them going down, will they find a way back out, or will Vamos keep them pushed out? Because this is looking like a bottleneck.
Yeah, Vamos right there are very much able to push their opponent out, and they're already done with their penalty, now scoring more and more points. Here comes the specials from Tsukimichi. Tsukimichi trying to get on the zone, and that hammer getting the splats will allow once again Tsukimichi to get paint on the zone, get penalty applied. That hammer has been so key to Tsukimichi moving forward. And
Second, it has... Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Good jump out, though.
Yeah, good jump out. Tsukimichi needs to regroup. Vamos is back in control, and penalty is not that big. We're only halfway through the game, and Vamos is scoring more and more and more. Tsukimichi have the paint ready. Can they push in? That's the big question. I think Scream. Okay, Scream is catching up, and Tsukimichi is in control of the zone.
Tsukimichi has had a hard time keeping up the pressure, but when they do get the zone, they're able to hold it for a little while before Vamos takes it back. Vamos is winning in terms of pressure, but can they be pushed out by Tsukimichi long enough in order for a lead swap to occur? You have this E-lever here. Tsukimichi has 2 down. There's a Kraken on the field. It just seems like they're able to. It just seems like they're not able to keep. Woo!
The
3
sploosh!
down!
The
That's big!
sploosh shock!
No way! Who got the
sploosh shock
triple?
worked! And
Who
now,
is
now
it?
they have Hammer ready, they're looking to get more splats, they want more. The Hammer is not going to find the splats, but I mean, there's no penalty on Tsukimichi, there's lots of yellow around. Vamos has the lead, but for how long they need to push in before the lead is swapped.
Oh, I'm going down too! I'm going down! If they can give them this size advantage, they will be able to take the zone back. They just have to get that Kraken out of there. And Bug falls down there. Bug at the bug and someone, but that's the lead switch. That's a lead swap. Now Vamos will have to keep up the size advantage. At least a little while.
Yeah, right there. That is 2 points in favor of Tsukimichi. Vamos, they don't have much penalty left though. They've had the zone so many times during this game. The penalty is so small. They're getting back. They're getting the lead back. Tsukimichi needs to push in. They don't have much time. This push needs to work. The Kraken is done, but the brush is still raging on. Penalty applied. Tsukimichi is still alive, but it's still Vamos in control of the zone. 30 seconds left. Tsukimichi needs something big if they want to win this game, Moku.
20 seconds left. There's not a whole lot of time left, and they get that zone back, but they'll have to keep it. It's not too far off now, but with some penalty points, it may be a little difficult. And we could go into overtime. They have to do a lockout. They have to just push in. They have to move up. They have to take up space, and that's what we're going to see. But with Kraken coming out, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. If you could distract Kraken, then that would be beautiful. If Kraken goes down, oh, wait a minute, no, it's actually the opponent that goes down. Bronx has control of the interaction, and that is going to be, no, wait, Tsukimichi, what are you going to do? Oh, that's Ramosa's game. That was really intense. I thought Tsukimichi was going to have the advantage here. What happened?
I mean, Vamos had... Vamos knew that all they needed to do was contest that zone. If they could keep the zone contested, that's all they needed. They'd slow down the game if the zone is contested long enough. Overtime ends. Tsukimichi needed to paint more than Vamos needed to, which means Vamos could fight a little bit more. And at the end of the day, if you can fight a little bit more, you're gonna splat one extra person, so you're gonna have more paint. And right now, that is Vamos tying up the score. We are 1-1 going to a tiebreaker. That tiebreaker will be on Mahi result. And yeah, Mahi result probably like the most balanced map, competitive map that we have here in Splatoon 3.
This is gonna be a very intense map of focus, especially when it winds up at the halfway mark. You're gonna want to make sure you look at your left side. That's where everybody likes to go. Ledge peeking is also great to be on this map. What else?
Everything is big on this map.
Yeah.
What I love about this map is that everything is going to be effective. Whatever weapon you're playing, whatever strategy you like to use, you'll be able to make it work if you know what you're doing on this map. And that's kind of the beauty of Splatoon, honestly. I think it's you have so many ways to play this game, and Mahi enables you to do so. I mean, one thing you must not forget to do is paint the zone. As long as you do that, you can do whatever you want on here.
That's true. That is very true.
But yep, it's time to play the game, and we are going in. J-Rod switching back to still with the Nautilus, and Bonk sticking to the Octobrush. These Krakens will allow Vamos to stay on the map longer, and staying on the map quite often can help a lot. And let's get in the game right now. Both of these teams fighting for neutral. Remember, the water drops when one team reaches 61 points remaining.
Look at this movement going with Sploosh-O-Matic. That was some beautiful stuff. That is why many Sploosh-Mains like to go to Ink Rush, but or stay with Sploosh-O-Matic. It's starting to flag a little bit on my side.
Yes.
Alice is in a pretty good spot though.
Yeah, right now Tsukimichi holding the zone but not holding in long enough. Vamos, despite the water not dropping, simply move forward, choosing violence and getting full control of the map. And now they're painting everything. They know that when the water drops, things open. They'll have more to paint, so right now they make sure they have as much blue as they can so that there's as little to paint as possible. When the time comes, and the time has come, that's more blue. And Tsukimichi still waiting for the opportunity to move forward.
Tsukimichi has been on the back foot for the last 2 games, and it just seems like... What do you think is happening here with Tsukimichi? It seems like they have all the right ideas, but
Yeah.
Vamos' pressure is way too strong for them.
Yeah, well, right now it's 3 down onto Vamos. Tsukimichi are going to take that zone, are going to push Bonk away. And yeah, that's control for Tsukimichi. Who, now, but all they do is cap the zone. They're not able to really establish themselves around. That's the power of having so much blue paint put down earlier in the game. Vamos already able to push back in, already in an offensive stance. And Tsukimichi, they have their control over the zone, but they need to keep it. They need to be able to punish Vamos as they're going in, and the Kraken right there is absolutely chasing everybody. Oh! What a move by Bonk out of the Kraken to get the last splat. Beautiful play. Tsukimichi still has the numbers advantage, but they'll be able to retake the zone probably. But yeah, ooh! Look at that hammer! Absolute hammer.
The triple was beautiful.
Yeah. And
There's not a lot I can say about it, but that was really huge. Tsukimichi could get a lot of value out of that. Right now we're seeing the points take down on their side, and if they can hold it just a little bit longer, if they can fight off this Kraken and the Shark here on the left side, they could potentially take the zone back.
Yeah, and right there, Vamos back in control of the zone. Vamos are able to retake so fast, repaint the zone almost instantly. They don't waste a second. Tsukimichi falls to fight now to hold their control, retake the zone once again. But there's always someone to paint it in blue. That's over a beautiful snipe right there. Ban for Vamos. Keeps getting more and more, and now that's full control of mid for Vamos. They have the lead. There's less than a minute and a half. Vamos in a great spot.
They really want to rematch whoever's... They really want to rematch the last game, don't they?
Yeah. Vamos wants more right there. Vamos done with their penalty going into the last minute, and Bonk is forcing everybody off the path. That's a beautiful team play right there. Just a few seconds left, but Tsukimichi are able to flip the zone. It is not over, Moku.
Amazato Rush is in a good spot. Oh, gets taken out. That's 8 points off the Vamos. Tsukimichi does not have a lot of time left. They will have to hold the zone. They have to move forward. They have to pick up space, but they get taken out by the 52 gal. 52 gal is caught in a trade.
Yep. And Vamos are able to retake the zone going into the last 15 seconds. Tsukimichi needs to paint right there. They are nowhere near the zone. They're all isolated. The hammer is thrown, but can the hammer find its mark? Just a few more seconds. I don't think Tsukimichi will be. No, yep, that's Vamos getting game number 3 and punching their ticket to lower bracket finals.
One thing I've noticed at Tsukimichi, while strong, they don't seem to have a lot of pressure where it counts, and they don't really move up as far as they should. Or at least as far as I think they should. What do you think? Am I wrong, or I feel being wrong?
I feel like Tsukimichi played well, but Vamos played great. I feel like Vamos was around them, was so fast in their ability to repaint, to retake, to take the right positions, to surprise them. Tsukimichi had good moves, but at some point you have to clean things up a bit more. You have to pay attention to more angles. You have to be faster. You have to punish your opponent better. Vamos just faster, just stronger in that move. And that's them going to the finals. So we're going to take a short break. It's going to be Oki versus Vamos for lower bracket finals.
Jared, we have seen that before. Jared flicks back on the ice as well for the second. Finally gets the third on the cue. They get the quad.
It's a wipeout from Streamer Santa as they advance forward on the warpath.
And welcome back to Triton-Cup. We're now in the lower bracket finals. And we get to see two teams we've seen already, Oki and Vamos. Both of these teams have in common and they've been brought down by our top seed of the tournament, Mer, who is waiting in grand finals. But only one of these two teams will be able to take their revenge. They have to fight for it. Going into that low bracket finals, we are back to a best of 5, and we are back, me, Pat, and Moku, to show you these wonderful games. Moku, are you ready for Oki and Vamos to show us the best Splatoon they can?
That's something I am ready for, Pat. And with this map and mode, it's going to be really interesting. Ooh, Rainwater Springs Zone. Now, I'm just gonna have fun on this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's a map that has been chosen by both of these teams. We know these teams have good backlines. We know these teams have, I mean, we have 8 good players, so of course they do. But we've seen a bit of this map earlier. It's all about the control. It's all about pushing your opponent out, being able to really make sure you can keep that control of the zone. And to do that, you need to push up. You need to go upwards into deep into enemy territory so you can deny people from going in.
That's exactly right. That was something I was thinking about. Man, Rainwater Springs. It's just fun.
Yeah,
Not a lot more I can say about it.
It's a fun game, and we got fun maps. Let's get in the game right there. On one side, we see a heavy splatling that we had not seen until now. So change of pace on the side of Oki. Vamos, I believe we are going to have to restart that game because someone from Vamos realized after the map was selected that they needed to go to the toilet.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's what happens. That does happen.
Yeah. It happens. It's a thing that happens. Remember, hey, you gotta stay hydrated. The summer is pretty warm, and if you stay hydrated, you sometimes you gotta go. But yeah, that's an extra small break for us. We get to wait a little bit more before we get to see these two teams. But yeah, right there, we have, again, Oki, our seed number 2, great players who have shown over and over how strong and dangerous they can be. Vamos players that were playing, I've seen some of these players in the Splat World Series qualifiers, and I mean, if you haven't seen that stream, honestly, you have to watch that stream. Splat World Series is so hype. And last weekend was an incredible performance that notably these players from Vamos showed us. So yeah, congrats, like shoutouts to them. If they're able to keep playing at that level, as it seems like they're able to, there's a bright future income for them. And I mean, we could see if they're deserving of seed number 3 or seed number 2, which is to be decided now. Now we have all 8 players prepped and ready to go onto the zone.
I want to point out, crab-headed is the way to go in this map and mode. You got all the range you need, but you gotta be careful not to get flanked with the crab tank. Or's coming out. Kraken's on the field. It's gonna be really chaotic.
Yep. And right there, it looks like that's 2 players down. Oki was waiting. Oki let Vamos go in, get into the fight, but they were able to punish them for it. I say that, but there's still a 52 girl to contend with. That girl is dancing around, and I mean, as long as the girl is moving, it's dangerous. Finally, it looks like Vamos are able to get their control, to get their presence, but it certainly looks like now they're gonna get the points.
They lose the lead over on the side of Oki, I think. Wait a minute, is our color swap
Let me think. No, Oki is in yellow, yeah. All is good.
Got it. Alright, just want to make sure because got it. Just
Yeah.
always want to make sure.
Yeah.
Vamos, clearly
Alright.
keeping a great lead. Oki will have to find a way out there. But they're getting bottlenecked,
Oh.
and that was a robotic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah, that was
where I
a
was going with that.
huge chicken thrown right there. Vamos will be able to retake the zone thanks to that splat on the pencil. And there's no penalty. Okay, Oki able to paint the zone just to make sure that KO does not happen. The Zipcaster is going in, getting a lot of attention. The rest of Oki should be able to get by the zone now. We're going to have another fight. Whichever team wins this next fight will have a lot of momentum for the rest of the game. And it looks like Oki are riding that momentum right now, getting more and more. They have the zone and now they're trying to get the ramp with a beautiful snipe by the pencil.
Ooh, Pencil's in a great spot. You're able to catch off some flanks from over that way on the right side, and you can watch the base in this position. If you don't get pushed out, you could potentially get the lead for your team. Oki still has about a few more points to go. 9 more points left to do that. But Vamos has some amazing pressure.
Yeah, right now Vamos able to get back on the zone, applying that penalty, keeping that lead. 2 minutes left into the game, and both of these teams have shown how much they can score, their ability to do so much. Now it's about optimizing, getting a tiny bit more than your opponents. Right now it looks like Vamos are staying on the zone and getting more and more solid and are going forward. The Gao almost able to get the splat on the litter, but will be punished for it. That will be the opportunity for Oki to take a lot of ground.
Those whales are pushing them out though. 52 Gal ends up taking them out. I can't pronounce the name though, unfortunately. Don't know how. I really want to though.
Yeah, well, right there, the Gao is moving about, dancing for that zone, but the zone is painted in blue. Oki just forced to wait a bit more. With a bit more penalty, they'll have to keep fighting. We're in the last minute, Moku, and Vamos still has a very small lead as Oki's once again fighting with their penalty. And right there, it looks like Oki still has control. Their penalty is almost done. There isn't that much of a lead, so now each point is going to be so close, but Oki, they're not able to keep that on. Penalties applied. Penalties applied, 30 seconds left, Moku, and Oki needs to hold the zone once more. But penalty is smaller each time you apply it, which means Oki now, they don't need to wait that long.
No, they won't have to, and Bonk is in a pretty good spot for at least to get this Kraken out. Oh, they lost the lead!
Yeah.
And that is the game.
Game number 1 of lower finals will go to Oki. Vamos was so close, but in the end, it was the nerves. It was really going the distance. Vamos was in the lead for 4 minutes and a half in this game. But Oki got the 30 seconds that count the most. They got the final control, they got the final hold of the zone. That's 1 point, 1-0, but we're in a best of 5, there's still more to do, and now it's on Vamos to counterpick, Moku.
It really is. And I say that because this is a good opportunity for them to get a map and mode, or well, it's always going to be Platinum, but a mode that they're really confident with. This is their opportunity.
Yeah.
To really show OP that they've got something for them. You know?
Yeah, and I mean that's okay getting their counter pick advantage. You know how important that is. Vamos is going to pick Umami Runes. That has been a map that they've counterpicked a lot. And that is a map where it seems like they feel very comfortable, like they feel very coordinated. But of course, at this level of play, comfort is so much. All of these players are able to play on all of the maps, and Oki probably have a plan in their pocket ready to be used for Umami Runes.
Umami Ruins, okay. So this is a great mapper mode for them.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it. They fight really well here.
Yeah, they've counterpicked it, I think. Every time we've seen them counterpick, they've counterpicked this map. But yeah, they're still... I mean, I think this is a good map for them. But Oki, the way they play, they're good on every map. They're dangerous everywhere. So Vamos will really need to play off of their strength, their explosive play style, their ability to really throw themselves forward when it matters the most and make it work. So if they're able to do that, if they're really able to take Oki off balance, they could really get it done. But right now, Oki are waiting for them, and with the bearing of the heavy edit and the pencil, they'll have a lot of pain, they'll have a lot of punishing power that will deny Oki from really moving forward as much as they want. And Vamos opening very strong already. 2 down, a Kraken activated. Ogna is still around with the heavy... No, yeah, normal Ogna, and that's control of mid for Vamos. Oh, but the answer already.
Yep, already getting our answer with that, and Zipcaster comes out and doesn't really get a lot of payoff, but the crab tank. It gets somebody, but
yeah,
they do not. Not a lot of payoff, but it does keep them out of position.
Yeah. That crab tank maintained the position and forced all of Oki to wait for the Kraken, for the crab to be over. That really allowed Oki to hold the zone a bit longer. Now it's Vamos' turn to move in. The Kraken is active, but with 2 players down, the rest of Vamos is not able to follow through.
Ooh.
That's going to be rough. No penalty has been applied. Bonk with that brush. Still needs to get things going for the team and is forced to move back and regroup. Oki keeps their control. They're going to retake the zones, and with the crab tank and 2 players down, this is Oki getting a lot of momentum for the game.
Indeed, and that's 53 points and counting for Oki. Vamos will have to find a way to get out there and apply more pressure. They're usually very dangerous. They still are, but they're getting pushed out by Oki.
Yeah, and 2 players down onto Oki. Oki, I don't think they'll have enough players to keep both zones. They lose one, the other one is contested. That penalty is very important for Vamos. They're able to get it. Now the big question is, can they get more than the penalty? Can they take their control? The sniper duel right there is in a draw so far. Vamos is forced to move back and respect really the ability of Oki to get the splats, to get the best of their range right now. Both teams still fighting for that zone. It looks like Vamos still has no penalty and are scoring a few more points. You know, these tiny points that you can grab here and there, Moku, they matter.
They really are. It just seems like it keeps getting contested. We're in a situation where you flip one zone and you have to flip the other zone. At that point, you have to really delegate your zones, but at the same time, focus on your zone first and then go to the other zone as a team. And now, because of this, we've got Vamos in a really threatening position for Oki to deal with. This is the beginning of a bottleneck and potential lockout, as we're going to see the lead switch.
Yeah, right there, Vamos
Oh, wait.
still has the control. Just 1 point. Wait, the Zipcaster to paint the zone behind. Oki forces Vamos to look back, and Vamos, all of them, abandon the other zone. So now,
No way!
Oki are able to apply penalty. Oki have the lead still. Beautiful play. Vamos were so strong, but they got distracted 1 split second. And 1 split second is way too long at this level of play.
It really is. It comes down to the last second every single time on this map and mode, especially at this level, like you just said. Kraken is in play right now, but it doesn't last long, and Bond is in a very precarious situation. But you go towards Cairo. That is a huge pick. That's going to be instrumental in you getting a lockout happening and taking the zone back long enough for you to get that lead switch. Question is, will Hobna take it laying down? I don't think they will. We'll have to see.
Now, Vamos holding the line. There's not that much penalty, but there's so much yellow penalties applied once again with 30 seconds left and a crab tank. Vamos is in a very rough spot. They activate the Kraken. They need everything they got in bad action. They need to push forward. They need to get control. 15 seconds left. They get both of the zones. We might be going to overtime. Oki needs one push, needs to paint the zone once if they want to get the victory, and they're able to get both zones before overtime even happens. 2-0 for Oki.
Now that was a match, and we're going on to match point.
Yeah.
Where Oki will only have to win one more match.
Yeah, that is Oki with a huge advantage right there, beating Vamos on their counter pick. And I mean, what an ending. Both of these games ended kind of the same, with Vamos being so dangerous, but Oki able to get the push that mattered the most, to get the extra paint on the zone, to secure a very small lead, and to get the victory. 2-0 for Oki. Vamos, each time it feels like they're so close, but they're never able to seal the deal. They're never able to really keep Oki from coming back one last time. Yeah.
They really do have an oppressive presence on the field once they're able to get out. Oki can be kept back for a while, but it seems like inevitably they're able to get back out there and really, really just take it from there.
Yeah.
I don't really have the words, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that means that's the final counter pick for Vamos, and Vamos just selected their map. We are going to Mahi Resort, and I'm both like worried and reassured by this, because this is a map where every team is going to have a good time, which means it's usually not necessarily the best counter pick, but when you're in back to the wall in lower bracket finals, you need something that you know well. You need something that's reassuring, and you at some point counter picking against your opponent is right. Sometimes you want to go to the place that you know by heart, that you can play even when you're tired, even when you're stressed. And Mahi is one of these maps. So I think this is the comfort pick for Vamos, and we've reached that point of the tournament, Moku, where comfort is getting more and more important.
Especially as now it might be closer to 10 o'clock in some places of Europe for some players.
Yep.
Some players are trying to get to sleep.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know what the... I was going to make a joke, but I lost it.
It's match 3, match point for Oki here in lower bracket finals of this Triton Cup, and our two teams are going to go to Mahi Resort, and that's Oki with a very strong opening. They won that first team fight to have control of the whole map at the start, but of course, as you know, Moku, things are going to open very soon as these points reach 61.
57 points in, counting. It seems like the map control goes to Oki. They have pushed in. They are no longer asking for the win. They want the ultimate rematch of the century. They want to go to the grand final, and Vamos will have to come up with a response sooner or later.
Yeah, right now Oki still in control of the zone. Vamos needs to push forward. Only 1 minute, and there's only 20 ticks remaining. Oki are still in control. 15 ticks. Can Vamos get to the zone? They need to paint. The Zipcaster is there. You need to paint. Get to the zone. It's too late. The Zipcaster was trying to deny the opportunities, but they needed to be on the zone. That's Oki winning game number 3.
And they get to go on to grand finals.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really fast finish. Yeah?
Yeah. These first 2 games, they felt close. They felt tense. They felt hard fought. But this final one, it's like Oki had Vamos completely figured out. It's like Vamos was making a few too many mistakes, was not able to really establish their game, get going. After the first fight, Vamos didn't get back to the zone. The only way they had back to the zone was the Zipcaster, but that's it. They were not able to get back to the zone. Oki had full control of that map, which means they're going to get their revenge. They're going to get to Grands and fight Me once again. We're going to take a short break so we can set all of that up, and we'll be right back.
Jared, we have seen that before. Jared flicks back on the ice as well for the second. Finally gets the third on the cue. They get the quad.
It's a wipeout from Screamer Santa as they advance forward on the warpath.
Find you. I'm used to waiting. Are you?
And it is time for the grand finals of this Triton-Cup 157. It's going to be a rematch of upper bracket finals. Me versus Oki. Both of these teams have shown us incredible resilience, incredible gameplay. It was very close in upper bracket 3-2, but Me has the upper bracket advantage. Oki will need to beat Me twice if they want to get the Triton crown, Moku. But yeah, because these two teams have no map in common on their map list, we'll be going to a random map that neither of these teams have chosen. The last time it was Flounder Heights, this time it's going to be Bluefin Depot.
Bluefin Depot is one of those fun maps where it's like the zone. It's the only place where the zone moves depending on who has control of it, and that's really fun. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go take the zone back, but it's all the way over there now. So now you've got to fight your way over on that side. But it can be really tricky to drop down if there's somebody watching your side. Like any side, really. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. It gives you a good challenge. But Chargers are going to have fun on this map, but it's really easy to flank when they're on the snipe, like those raised ramps.
I feel like Chargers is usually what decides the pace of the game. You want to put your Charger in the sniping position, but as you said, there's always a counterplay, there's always to go around, but the Charger is what forces you to go around, to take more time in order to get the retake. And we see a weapon we have not seen yet today, Pablo bringing the 96 Gal with the vacuum. I love the 96, and honestly I'm so glad we get to see it. It's such a fun weapon to play, and it helps your team so well, provided you know how to play with your vacuum.
That's true, and Pablo is holding it down here for OT, and it's up to Synapse to try to get that back. It's up to everybody on Murph to try to get that back, but Murph is able to get it back for themselves. Synapse really floating around that corner, but getting taken out by 200.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Moves right there by the Gal, able to absolutely shred everybody, and that's Oki taking control of the zones. And oh, they're still in there. Phoenix with the blaster, not able to stop the crab tank. That crab will keep some presence for Me, but wait.
I think our colors are switched.
Yeah, our colors are swapped. Me is in blue and is holding the zone right there. They keep going for more. Yeah, here you go. Oki is pushing forward. They need to paint that zone. They already lost 2 players. Can they get penalty on? Wait, they haven't taken the zone yet, and all of Me is respawning. Oki is stuck in that corner. That is so awkward. The crab tank is the last. Oh no, that's a wipeout, and that's game number 1.
That is it.
Ooh. Me really took their control, and once they had their control, Oki did not find the way forward. They almost got to the zone, but they did not put the penalty on. They painted half the zone, not enough to cap. And that's the first point going to Me, especially with the fact that they have the upper bracket advantage, that they only need to win 1 best of 5. Me right now is in a very, very good spot, Moku.
Indeed, Oki also has their own strengths in that Habna is just a goated backline. Like, her name is either Habna or Pyro, but either way, that was a huge pick when they were able to take out Pyro.
Yeah.
If they're able to take out Pyro, and it's easy for them to get into position and stay in it, but it's a little bit harder for them to come back the way they want to sometimes, from what I've seen. I'm not in their head.
Yeah. right now we are going to go on to Brine Water Springs, a map these two teams did not fight on. So Oki could have counterpicked one of the maps that they fought on in upper bracket finals. They won some of these maps, but no, they're going to a new maps. They want to keep things fresh. They want to make sure that Merc cannot really know what to expect, and of course that's quite important. If you want to beat a team twice, that's very hard, because at that level everybody adapts, and you can expect both of these teams to have a counter for the maps that they've played each other already.
This is true. Alright, second battle of grand final. Got the heavy edit coming out.
Yeah.
We've got Pencil. Nice.
Yeah, no, he's sticking to the same comp that they had earlier, with 2 Gals, 96 and 52 helped with the blaster to get extra aggro. And right there, it looks like Mer is opening pretty quickly. That Gal is simply diving forward, getting the trade with Synapse. And now Mer wants to get some more, but Mer just lost a few too many players. The Crab Tank by Opna will allow Oki to really get back on the zone and repaint it in yellow, apply penalty. And now we get to another fight. With the vacuum though, it looks like Mer will have more action going.
Argentina going for that ledge peeking. And we've got the Pencil out here. Pretty cool, pretty good positioning. I wanted to say something more about Pencil, but all I can say is that they have great positioning. Synapse.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. Okay, going right into the face, trying to take up space, not exactly getting the payoff they wanted, but it does buy a little bit of time for their team. Mer has to go out there and take the zone back if they want to keep their lead.
Yeah, and right now Mer has control over the zone with a vacuum to make sure they get more. The splashdown is getting a trade, but look at that, that's blue on the ramp, and that's a very early crab. The rest of the team is not really ready to follow it yet. That will slow down the push from Oki. Mer keeps so much control right there. They decide where the fights happen, that's what you want to do. And Oki now are forced to fight in an easy fight, but they're at least able to apply penalty just for a split second. They lose everything other than that, but they apply penalty, which means the game is going to go on longer, Moku.
It's like Mer knows how to take up space, like you said, and they'll have to come up with a way to. So Oki will have to take up enough space to get the zone back. I can't talk today. It's like my brain said, no, you don't need these words, but you know what they need? You know, Kuma needs to get out here with the Zipcaster, and it does buy their team some time.
Yep.
But Mer has the dominance.
And that is the zone neutral right now. Mer still has a huge lead. Oki are prepared. The Crab Tank is countered by the vacuum though. And that's... oh wait, Mer got completely flanked and pinced. They get punished hard. It's Oki in the driver's seat now. They have control of the whole map. Mer is going to have to fight in their own ramp. It's their turn to fight for the ramp. And it's pretty awkward for the blaster, especially with not that much pain, but they're dropping. They're getting so much. I guess we're going to fight back onto the zone. Wait.
Yeah, though. It seems like their specials are not really being used on zone anymore, because earlier we've had the triple splashdown not hit the zone. Almost out here. And just... okay. Sharky, nice. What do you think?
Mer just reapplied penalty, and that is the most important. Mer have control over mid, and Oki going into the last minute need to push, but it's Mer that's pushing forward using the vacuum to get an extra splat, and that is so much space. There's no penalty. Oki needs to paint the zone. They don't have much time. Can they paint the zone? Yes, they're able to keep the game going. We're going to the last minute.
Last minute, and we're seeing Oki taking the zone back. There's not a whole lot of time left. 41 seconds left and counting. They're going for that reverse lockout.
Yeah, we know how powerful Oki can be in the last minutes of the game. And finally, that's the crab tank they wanted. No vacuum, the crab tank is in the right position. It's getting the splats. Ogna getting huge value right there for the team. And with that splat on to the 52, Oki is on their way to get the lead with just a few seconds left. Me are not done there yet. They retake the zone, but they're going to have to fight in overtime, Moku.
It's all coming down to the wire here in this game, too. If Argentina will have to... I feel like they're going to ledge peek a little bit more here. Luigi's Mansion 2. Or 4 comes out here.
Oh.
That's it. That's the game.
Beautiful.
That's what I call back Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Mer really took control of that overtime, and the vacuum deployed at the right second to make sure that they would get the lead back. And yeah, Oki could not paint with that vacuum active. Mer had control over the map. Oki was so close to the victory there, but it's a 2-0 for Mer. And now Mer is on match point, Mer is on set point, Mer is on tournament point. Oki needs a miracle.
Indeed, they do. They would have to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, they would have to win 3 in a row, and only the first one would be on their own counterpick. After that, it would be Mer deciding the map. Oki is very much back to the wall in a very rough spot. Mer quite comfortable right there. I mean, we've seen a close game right here. We just saw Oki almost get that victory, but almost is not enough. And they look so strong. Like after what we saw in upper bracket, we could have expected a close set, but right now it's Mer that is very much on top of the game, that is very much deciding where things go, what's happening. And Oki needs to create the surprise. They need to do something big if they want to get back. And we're going to go back to a humpback pump track. Oki was able to get the victory against Mer on this map. Remember, Synapse absolutely shredded with the 52 gal to secure the victory for Oki. We'll see if that happens again. One thing for sure, Mer, they're expecting it. They're ready for it. They probably have a counter ready.
I feel like Hobnob's gonna do really well on this map mode. But Mer keeps pushing them out. Keep picking them up, so who knows what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a map for surprises, for sure. It's a map where there's weird ledges, where there are hills, slopes, anything weird that can happen is likely to happen. And we'll see if Oki is able to really create the surprise. But this is the best map for them right there. This is a map where things play differently. This is the map where they know they can beat Mer. And this is the map that they need right now for the victory. But this is their last shot. If they don't get this win, Mer throws them out, and that would be the end of this whole tournament.
Indeed.
Yep. And our players selecting their weapons. We've seen a bit of of weapon select between these two teams. Some weapons come more than others, but I can't blame these teams for using all of their time to discuss strategy to make sure that everything is in order, that they know what they want to play. Let's get in the game, Moku. Remember, Me is playing for the crown. If they win this game 3 of Grand Finals, they are your champions. And
Woohoo!
But
Let's go both teams.
what?
Let's go. Oh,
Yeah, but Me is completely changing their comp with a bow and a dynamo roller. That's a completely different way to play. I didn't even know that the dynamo was in play.
I didn't know the bow was here too. So, bow's an interesting pick for this map of mode. Sure, it can paint really well, but I didn't think bow was going to be a part of this.
Well,
Okay, Synapse is coming around here. Helps out with the recap. Ooh, Shroven.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Kuma.
Yeah, Luna Splatling is not able to activate the Zipcaster. That is Me getting their control, getting a lot of blue paint around. Oki is going to have to fight their way back to the zone as the splashdown, securing the presence for Me right there. A lot of time is being used, and Oki is feeling the pressure right there. They need to paint the zone as there's a dynamo next to the zone, and a dynamo on this map. A dynamo is so strong. Look at that.
A nice jump out for 200 here with the 52 gal. Wall versus
Oh.
wall, and it ends up being Synapse's. Okay, it ends up being a trade.
Yeah. I mean, the penalty was applied. The zone was painted by Oki. That is the most important. But already, Me, thanks to all that painting power that they are back to the zone. And it's 3 players down. That's a delayed wipe. That penalty is the only thing between Me and the Triton crown right here. Oki needs to mount a push. They need to mount it quick. They already got rid of the dynamo and the blaster. That's the ledge options that are down. Oki will be able to push in. Oki will be able to take spots. But can they take control of the map? It looks like Me is still in the right positions to deny them.
Trading with Honda is huge. If you can trade with Honda, sure, you go down, but you end up taking out Honda as well. And Okay, Pablo with the ledge peeking. I keep losing my train of thought. This whole commentator thing has been brought to you by dehydration. Always drink water.
Yes, you should. Right now, Me in control of the zone. They have no penalty left, almost. Yes, they keep the zone, and Oki needs to get back in there, needs to paint. They have the tools for it, and they're able to stay alive. 2 minutes left. Me still around, still present, and penalty is getting lower and lower each time. Oki still has so many tools to paint and a Luna Blaster to get a lot of splats. It's certainly not over. As long as Oki can find the right positions, they could stay in control.
Alright, Hamna, what are you gonna do out here now that the zone is yours? What are you gonna do out here? What are you gonna do against 200 now that P is gone? Now that Synapse is gone? Oh my gosh, you get flanked and that's a wipeout for Nerf! Holy moly!
That's, I mean, right there. They're on victory lap, it feels. They're so strong. Almost no penalty. Getting a splat on the heavy splatling. And Oki just forced to drop. Forward go in. And losing players. Just a few more ticks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
Wait! What?
Oh!
What? We're still in it! We're still in it! We're still in it! What was that? It's
It's
beautiful!
not over! Oki's still alive!
Over till it's over.
Yeah.
1 point left to go with 36 penalty. Mookie just came out here saying, "Nuh-uh, Mer, you ain't taking this. We'll at least get a game on you before this whole tournament ends." And I love that attitude. They are not giving up. They're not going down without a fight. I asked them what they were going to do. Hanma said, "You know what? I'm leading my team out here. We're not going to lose this."
Yeah, 20 ticks left. Oki trying to do the impossible right there, but the splashdown getting a double. That's a loss of control with just a few more seconds. The wipeout. Mo is going to get the victory. I don't think you can get back now. Yep, Mo are your Triton Cup champions. 3-0. What a game. What a game, Moku.
Beautiful. That could have been the comeback of the century. Like,
Yeah.
Four.
They kept it alive. They believed until the very, very end. But at the end of the day, Mo just stays on top, denies the comeback, asserts their dominance on Triton Cup. And that's an extra crown for them. Which means, Moku, it's the end of the stream. What a tournament it was.
Yeah, it really was. GG's all teams.
Yep. And before we go, do you have something to plug?
Yeah, y'all can find me at mokudraws1020.basesky.social.
Mhm.
And you can find me on TikTok on Moku8386.
Yep. And I'd like to give a special shout out to a wonderful observer, CKK, and also
Thank you,
tell you
CKK.
to go watch the Splat World Series tomorrow evening. We have the final qualifier to decide the last teams to make it to the Global Gauntlet. Make sure to watch it. It will be so intense. You can find me at PatJRTom at Blue Sky. That's probably the best way to find me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jared, we have seen that before. Jared flicks back on the ice as well for the second. Finally gets the third on the cue. They get the quad.
It's a wipeout from Screamer's Santa as they advance forward